This video was brought to you in part by the supporters of the AMTV Patreon. Thank you. Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here, and it's that time again. We've got a new Doctor Who Blu-ray standard release, and as always I'm going to compare it with the limited edition release and see whether this new one is worth your time and money. This time it's season 14, Tom Baker's third season as the Fourth Doctor, originally broadcast between 1976 and 1977, and this season is often seen as the end of a period of a golden age of this era of Doctor Who. A lot of stories have gone on to be fan favourites, such as The Deadly Assassin, The Robots of Death, and The Talons of Weng-Chiang, but to name a few. And you can see side by side here, I have on the left the limited edition release, which came back out in the spring of 2020, and this new release, which has just come out in 2022 in standard Blu-ray packaging. So as we always do, we're going to take a look at the limited edition one first, have a look at how that's comprised, and then compare it with this new edition. So first up then, the limited edition. You can see this gorgeous artwork, as always done by Lee Binding, depicting the Fourth Doctor in Talons of Weng-Chiang, wearing his more Sherlock Holmesy inspired outfit, I guess you'd call it. Definitely an iconic look from that story and from this entire season. It's a really great look. Tom Baker looking very somber there on the front, and you can see, as always, there is a collection of monsters on the front there. You've got one of the Vok robots, V3 to be specific. You've got the Mandragora. I can't remember it's been such a while since I've seen Mask of Mandragora, but the Mandragora is on there. You've got Eldrad from the Hand of Fear, and you have Magnus Greel from the Talons of Weng-Chiang. So a nice consortment of monsters there in this beautiful, beautiful artwork. The only main difference on the front is the BBFC logo, which is the old one. Well, it's now officially old, isn't it? So some of you I know don't like that. But let's twizzle this onto the side. Now you can see the spine is quite chunky. Obviously, this is the limited edition set. They're in bigger boxes, so the spine is quite large. You can clearly see it, though. You can see it says Season 14, Doctor Who The Collection, and an image of the front cover there. So we'll just spin this on over to the back, and you can see, it says continue your Doctor Who archive with the Ultimate Collector set. It has all 26 episodes, and as you can see, the stories are as follows: The Mask of Mandragora, The Hand of Fear, The Deadly Assassin, The Face of Evil, The Robots of Death, and The Talons of Weng-Chiang. All 26 episodes are newly restored for Blu-ray and packed with extra material. And then, as you can see, we dive into said extra material. And some of the wonderful extras, you have new special effects for Weng-Chiang. You had the In Conversation series. Matthew Sweet this time talks to Philip Hinchcliffe. You've got a great documentary celebrating the life of Elizabeth Sladen, who of course played Sarah Jane Smith and who left us far too soon back in 2011. All the stories have Behind the Sofa with Tom Baker, Louise Jameson, Philip Hinchcliffe, Peter Purves, and Sophie Aldred, which are always great to see. Brand new audio commentaries for Face of Evil and Weng-Chiang, or select episodes. Is it select episodes? Yes, I think select episodes. You've got the 1977 documentary, Who's Doctor Who, which has been restored from the original film elements. Really cool documentary to see at that time. The first real doc that was done on Doctor Who, really. And you revisit that documentary looking at some of the participants. There's the Blu-ray trailer, an audio archive with the Tom Baker interview, and the radio drama Exploration Earth, and the vintage LP release of the Pescatons, which is a very interesting story to say the least. So there's a lot going on there, and there's obviously a lot of the extras that were previously released on DVD, as it says at the bottom there. And this series stars Tom Baker as the Fourth Doctor, Elizabeth Sladen as Sarah Jane Smith, and Louise Jameson, who joins the cast as Leela. So as there's a lot going on there, just taking off the slip, you can see this artwork in full. Again, really gorgeous stuff from Lee Binding. Highly recommend you give him a follow on Twitter. Check out some of his work on Instagram as well. Lots of Who-related stuff as well as other franchises. Terrific artist, and one I've chatted with on AMTV Radio. So if you want to learn more about the process, then I definitely recommend listening to that. Twizzling it round, you have the back artwork, which is the TARDIS, I believe, breaking through the Mandragora Helix, which was referenced in the opening story. And it's also the first time we see the new TARDIS prop, the first time they fully swapped it out from when the series began in 1963. So opening it up, on the left you have artwork from The Face of Evil, which is obviously where the Doctor meets Leela there. And you have 7 discs this time. So you have, obviously, disc 1 is The Mask of Mandragora, then The Hand of Fear, The Deadly Assassin, The Face of Evil, The Robots of Death, Talons of Weng-Chiang, which has 2 discs actually. Sorry, this is an 8-disc release, because disc 8 is a bonus disc. So this is packed to the nines. 8 is the most discs we've had so far in a collection release. I wonder if they'll ever pip that. They might do with some of the black and white stuff. And if you open this up, you can see artwork from The Deadly Assassin there, with the Doctor in presidential robes, and also the second TARDIS control room, all that wood panelling there. And the booklet is quite beefy. It obviously has little featurettes. It details what's on each disc of every episode, has some lovely photographs in it, and on the back there you can see a postcard of the time of Tom Baker that would have been sent out for autograph purposes, I assume. So this booklet does have a lot of information that's been printed before, as I've stated in previous videos. That's whether it's been printed in Doctor Who magazine or the Complete History series of books. A lot of it isn't necessarily new, but very insightful if you've not read it before. So that, in a very brief nutshell, is the Season 14 limited edition set. Just out of curiosity, if you want to have a more in-depth take on this and some of the stories, I did actually review this a bit more in-depth when it came out back in 2020, so you can check that video out too. So this limited edition release of Season 14 I don't think is available new anymore. It has been 2 years and these tend to sell out quite quickly. In terms of the resellers market, I'd like to think this hasn't cracked £100, especially with the standard release coming out, but the most I saw it once was maybe around the 60-70 mark, although people do tend to find when the standard editions come out, it does drop down the limited edition value, which is fine if that's what you're after. But yeah, just keep in mind the size of it. Obviously, it takes up a bit more space. Some argue that the packaging is a little bit more fragile. I've sadly seen sets that have been, well, destroyed or easily damaged, like the disc trays fall out, the cardboard sleeve gets damaged, so it requires, I guess, a greater degree of care as well if you go in for this. But if you are interested, maybe check it out online, places like secondhand media stores or even eBay, Facebook Marketplace. But obviously be careful on who you're buying from and do your research. Now, with all that said, let's get into the standard edition release of Season 14, which again, here is side by side with the limited edition one. You can already see, just putting them side by side, it is a fair degree smaller in terms of its height, and it has the Blu-ray strip across the top, which has annoyed some people, but there is no cardboard sleeve to put the box in, which again some people prefer. You have the new BBFC logo as well. Putting them side by side, you can also see the standard release is a great deal thinner than the limited edition one. It will take up a lot less space on your DVD or Blu-ray shelf, and I think the height of it will make it more in line with other Blu-rays, like more standard Blu-rays and stuff like that. So if you're interested in saving space, then this might be the one you want to delve into. Just trimming it on over to the back, everything is practically the same. Obviously, you're getting the same 6 stories, and all the special features are intact. I always want to make that clear when I do these comparisons. You aren't losing anything in terms of content when you get the standard edition ones. Nothing's excluded. It's the same discs, just put in a new box. So it's all there, which is good. Just taking it out the cardboard sleeve. The back artwork is intact, although it is just, like a standard Blu-ray sleeve, just a little cover, which is slightly off-center now that I look at it. Here's the spine as well, if you decide to not have the case. Opening it up, all the discs are here, discs 1 to 8, as mentioned before. Nothing is missing there whatsoever. Disc 1 is hiding behind the booklet there. There it is. And the booklet itself is a lot thinner. It only contains the information of each disc. There's none of that, production history. There's none of like the little articles written. So if you're just bothered about having a booklet telling you what's on what disc, you might be happier with this one. If you've maybe read the information before about the production, or if you're not that interested, then this might be a more efficient alternative for you. So that again is the standard edition box. In terms of, people ask always about the quality of these, because of course the vast majority of Classic Who was filmed on videotape as opposed to film, and there's only so much you can do with videotape in terms of upscaling it or trying to push it to HD. To my eyes, and granted I don't have the best eyesight in the world, it does to me look very nice and clear and crisp as it can be. Obviously, this was made nearly 50 years ago now, and it's not going to be necessarily up to snuff with more modern productions or even other productions at the time that were shot on film. But I thought this was really crisp, and especially compared to my DVDs, although I have obviously upgraded TVs over the years, so that might be a factor in it as well. There are videos on YouTube of like comparisons, like putting the DVD copy of a story against the Blu-ray copy. So if you're really nitpicking for that detail, I'd recommend you check out some of those. But yeah, the standard edition is available now, obviously, to buy. It retails, I believe, for about £37.99, as these have been doing, so just under £40, which is about £5 to £10 cheaper than the limited editions were when they came out. All of them are still available, I think. I've seen all the standard edition re-releases still available in shops, because I think that's the purpose of them. They are going to be there. They're going to be the more accessible version for fans who want to jump on this. Although, remember, if you do want the limited edition one, you can get them, but it'll probably set you back a little bit more. Or you might like both. Some people like the limited edition to display like facing outwards, so you get the artwork, and then some people have the standards to just have on their shelf. It really does come down to personal preference and, well, what you prefer. But yeah, that does pretty much summarize this video. Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, please do leave a like on it, and let me know in the comments down below, with Season 14, are you going to get the Standard Edition set? Do you have the Limited Edition one, so you're going to pass? Or do you not have either, and you're tempted to get one now? Let me know in those comments. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new. We'd love to have you aboard. We're racing towards 20,000. We're almost, well, we're past halfway to 18, so that'd be good. I've been Adam Martin from AMTV. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.